Are you thinking about hiring a real estate agent in this crazy real estate market? Well, in this video, I'm going to give you 5 key things to look for when you're hiring a real estate agent, because it's really different in this kind of crazy market. And make sure you stay until the end, because I'm going to give you one major watch out that you should always look out for. So let's get to it. Hi everybody, my name is Connie Sarvanandan and I'm a real estate agent and investor here in Toronto and the GTA. I grew up in Toronto, so I know this city like the back of my hand. So if you have any real estate needs, feel free to call, text, email, or WhatsApp, and we'll be sure to take care of you. So let's talk about the things that you should be considering when you are hiring a realtor. And I have to say, in this crazy market, you need to be looking for some specific things that are very relevant to the real estate market right now. So the first thing is availability. So what do I mean by availability? This is a very time sensitive market. So you need to make sure that your real estate agent is available for whatever comes up. We have over 70,000 agents in Toronto, and a lot of those agents are part-time. And I don't necessarily have an issue with a part-time agent as long as they are available to address time-sensitive issues. So I'm going to give you 2 examples, one from the selling side and one from the buying side, of what I mean by this. So from a buying side, my clients were interested in a property and they found the perfect property, and it came out on a Thursday. The property was having offers on a Monday, so we made an appointment for Saturday to do a viewing. Well, on Friday morning, I got a call from the listing agent saying that there was a bully offer, so a preemptive offer, and that they were actually going to be reviewing the offer at 6 o'clock that night on Friday. So I called my buyers and I said, we got to go see this property this morning because they're going to be looking at offers tonight instead of Monday. And so we went and saw the property the Friday morning, and then we went to a restaurant, wrote up the offer, and handed it in so it could be reviewed Friday night. Now, because there was a bully offer, there was 4 offers total, and we ended up getting it. And I think if they went to the offer date on Monday, there would have been several other offers. And I also think that a lot of people didn't actually see the property because the bully offer came on the Friday morning, and a lot of people were probably going to wait until the weekend like us to see it. So not only was it important that I was available to go and see the property, but it was also important for the buyers to be available to see the property in a crazy market like this. So that's one example of availability of your agent. The other example is from a selling side. I had a situation where we got in an offer and it was a great offer for my client. However, it had a 2-hour irrevocable, which means that the offer would be dead unless we accepted it within 2 hours. And the reason why it was 2 hours is because the people who were making the offer, they wanted to go and bid on another property if we weren't going to accept the offer. So again, the buying agent called me and said, we're going to be bringing you an offer with a 2-hour irrevocable. I told my seller, and we were both ready and waiting for that offer so we can respond to it quickly because we knew that timing was important. So that's what I mean by availability. Make sure if you're hiring an agent that they have great availability to respond to in a timely manner to anything that comes up in this market. And I'm not talking about an agent that's available 24/7. I'm not available 24/7, but I am available to address the changing needs of the market right now. So that's number 1. Let's go to number 2. The second thing that you should be looking for in an agent is access. And what do I mean by access? Well, if you're a buyer, you want to make sure that your agent has access to more things than just what's on MLS. So, for example, they might have access to pre-construction condos through the Platinum Access for pre-construction condos, or they might have access to off-market properties that are in their brokerage. Those are some of the things that they would have access to. They might have access to assignments. Assignments are when somebody buys pre-constructions and they sell it before it's actually built. So there's lots of different ways that an agent can have access to properties that is beyond just the MLS. And then from a selling side, that also matters because, you know, if you want to sell and you don't necessarily want a gazillion people through your house, you can ask your agent to put it exclusive, and they can put it exclusive within their brokerage, or they can put it exclusive on different areas and groups. So access is important because you want to make sure that you have access to every available opportunity. And for me personally, my brokerage has pre-construction access as a platinum brokerage. We have an internal brokerage listing site for exclusives and off market. I'm also members of all types of different groups like investor properties, and I'm also parts of different groups that do assignments and things like that. So access is important just because you want to make sure that as a buyer, you have access to everything that's available out there. And as a seller, you want to make sure that the marketing goes to everything that's available out there as well. So that's number 2. Let's go to number 3. Number 3 in this market is expertise. And when I say expertise, I think it's really important that if you're buying a property in a specific area, that the person you're working with has expertise in that type of property. So I'm going to give you an example of buying something in cottage country or a lake house. A lot of times those properties will have wells and septic. And so you want to make sure that when you're working with an agent that they have expertise in cottage properties so that they can help you navigate through that. Because the problem is right now, like we talked about, everything is time sensitive. And so a lot of times you're writing these offers and there may be conditions that are waived or not. And you want to make sure that you're working with somebody that's worked with these types of properties before, so that when you're making an offer, you understand all the risks and reward that comes with making such an offer. And the same would be true for reverse. So let's say you're buying a downtown condo and you're using an agent that's used to selling cottages. Well, downtown Toronto condos, you want to make sure somebody understands condos overall, because the agreement of purchase and sale is different for a condo. You want to make sure that they understand everything you need for a condo, especially for conditions like status certificate and things like that. So when I say expertise, just make sure if you're looking for a specific property or a specific area, you ask the agent about what they know about that type of property or that specific area. And listen, a lot of Toronto agents, for example, have homes in the city and cottages, so it might be okay, but you just want to make sure that your agent is familiar with whatever you're trying to buy or sell. Okay, so now let's look at number 4, which is social proof. So what social proof means is just vetting your agent. Now, you can do it the typical way. So typically, you vet your agent by talking to them and then maybe asking for past clients and then calling up those clients and getting referrals, all of that stuff. That's one way to do it. Another way to do it is to look and see what kind of social proof that they have out there. So it might be social media, it might be different things that they have available where you can look into them. So for me personally, you can find me on YouTube, obviously, but you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn. You can also find me my Google My Business, where you can read reviews from my clients on Google My Business. So there's lots of different ways where you can look into me and look into the type of person I am, and also read reviews about past clients and who they think. This is really important because the thing is, you're going to be working with this person. You want to know, like, and trust them, and you want to make sure that their style suits you, that what they represent suits you, because they are going to be representing you in your largest financial decisions. So you want to make sure that they are a fit for you. And the 5th and final one is network. So I think it's really important that your agent has a network of other agents that they can refer to. And the network is important because, especially in this market, you may start off in one area and you may explore different areas for different reasons. And so you want to make sure that if you decide to move out of your current area, that you have agents that understand, you have an agent that has resources in other areas. And also they may actually have referrals in other areas. So I'm going to give you a couple of examples where this can be really valuable. I did a YouTube video about my clients, and my clients sold their home in Toronto and moved out of province because they could get a lot more value to outside of Toronto. And so somebody on YouTube was watching one of my videos and saw that and called me up and said, hey, that's what I want to do because I can't afford to buy in Ontario anymore. So I put them in touch with an agent in another province, and now they are going to buy a home there. So, and they may or may not live in that home. They may do it as a rental, or they might actually move out there, but it gives them different options. So I think the network is really important because it's not just other agents. You can have agents that work in your brokerage. You could have agents that work in other provinces. You can have agents that work in the US. My network is quite large. I work with other agents throughout Canada, as well as the US, and then I have agents in Panama and Portugal and some global cities. But the other thing is you also want to see if they have a network, whether it be for home inspectors or lawyers or mortgage people. Those are all part of what an agent should bring to the table, is all those resources and helping you navigate through that. Because sometimes you might have your own. I've had clients that, for example, will have their own lawyer that they want to work with. And I've had other clients that have asked me for a lawyer recommendation. And what I usually like to do is give them at least 2 options so that they find the right fit for themselves and not just one person that I'm recommending. So that's it. I hope this was helpful. The one thing I did want to mention, the one big key watch out that you have to make sure doesn't happen, is if any agent that you are considering says that they have a fee associated with working with them, that is not a thing. So don't work with them. There is no application process. There's nothing like that. In order to work with a realtor, the realtor gets paid when you buy or sell a property. So that's when they get paid. There's no upfront fees. There's no application fees. There's no cost for me showing you a home. All of those things are, if somebody asks for upfront money, that's a big red flag that you really want to watch out for. So that's it. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Again, these are just some of the questions that you should ask. If you go onto Google, there's 101 other questions you can ask as well. But I think in this market, these are the 5 things that I would really be looking for if I was looking for a realtor. And if you have any questions, feel free to call, text, email, or WhatsApp. I'm happy to answer any questions about Toronto, moving to Toronto, or the GTA. Thanks for watching, and we'll talk to you soon.